she drove down super early, met me at the airport, and picked me up, and we drove down to my college. And during that drive, that was the most nervous I was. I was pretty sure she'd say yes, but that was the only time I thought, wow, this is a really big deal.
We were walking by there's a beautiful little chapel on campus, and it's morning, so like the sun has risen, but it's like no one's out, it's pretty cold.
And then I did the whole traditional thing. I got down on one knee, and I presented her with the ring box.
He was sort of trembling, and I was crying, because it was just like getting down on one knee. It was like all these symbols that you've sort of seen your whole life in movies or whatever. And he just said, you've totally changed my life. Like, you're the love of my life. Like, will you marry me?
And I was not aware they were supposed to open the box, so she sort of just stared at me.
And then he goes, oh, am I supposed to open the box? And I was like, well, that's what they do in the movies. And so he opened it.
And she started crying, unfortunately, and she said yes.
I'm Anne Snyder, and I'm about to be Anne Brooks.
My name is David Brooks, and I'm getting married to the future Mrs. Brooks, but the present Anne Snyder. Went from just being colleagues and friends, suddenly little inklings of romantic interest.
Like I've never felt such a sense of potential oneness with the person.
I think what sparked it is we just could talk about anything. And so I sometimes say that a marriage is a conversation that lasts over many decades. And Anne and I could go for 14 hours just talking in a row. And so we always had stuff to talk about, and we never had any friction in our conversations.
Like I can complete his sentences, and I never want to stop talking to him. I feel like he's a much greater peace as a soul.
It was clear that something was more going on here. And one of those days was actually over FaceTime. I was in California, and she was probably in Texas. And we were just FaceTiming each other and glowing at each other's faces. And I remember thinking, yeah, this is what happens when people end up getting married.
By the giving and receiving of a ring, and by the joining of hands, I pronounce that they are husband and wife, together, now and always. Yay! Behold, you are betrothed unto each other, according to the law of Moses and Israel. You may kiss your wife and husband.
One voice is all I want. It's all I wanna hear is your voice loud and clear. One voice is all I want. It's all I wanna hear is your voice loud and clear. Would I miss it if I fell asleep? Would I notice if it rang through my dreams? But if you were to pass me by, would I even recognize or fall to the ground with empty hands?
I love him more than I have ever loved anybody, and that it has been like the privilege in my life to witness his life and to walk through this world, seeing the world through his lens and sharing a lens. And I would say that he gave me the gift of a freedom that I don't think could have come any other way.
I hope we stare into each other's eyes and tell each other we love each other, and then see you on the other side.